Good morning and welcome back to the New Zealand Space Agency, where last time we finally broke the Kármán line and went to space. But this time we have some new contracts, some new challenges. First though, I want to bring up a few New Zealand facts so that we know a little bit more about the country. The first one that I have gathered are that the capital of New Zealand is Wellington, and the government is a parliamentary democracy. At this year, it is headed by Prime Minister Sydney Holland, like I've discussed before. But without further ado, let's get into this new rocket. Our next mission is to get to 140 kilometers with the payload and bring it back, which is the difficult part. So, on a Bilbo 9 rocket, we're going to have to put some stuff together. And I'm thinking we need to put a parachute on the bottom of this and then include a biological experiment because we need some more science at this stage. Alright, we're back with our Bilbo 9 rocket, and you can see here that I have a second stage now, and a biological sample which should net us a lot more science to see if we can get into orbit soon. The thrust to weight ratio of the first stage has gone down, so hopefully the fins will still be slanted enough to make up for the difference. And yep, our staging's good, so we're gonna go ahead and roll this out. But while that's under construction, we do have an order directly from Prime Minister Holland to start making heroes out of the space program. After all, we have these astronauts that we're paying that aren't actually going on any missions. So he's ordered us to start doing spaceplane missions. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into that. But first, we should pick up some research for that. Supersonic plane development will be important, and supersonic flight we can afford. Let's go ahead and grab solid rocket boosters because we're going to need those soon. And oh, we don't have enough tech for that. Early science is going to be useful though. So those are our researches that are in the pipeline right now. I think early rocketry is the one currently in the pipeline. Alright, so I'm finally finished with this plane, the Zealander 1, and we're gonna put an astronaut in here and fly it up to 30,000, not 30,000, 30 kilometers. 30,000 kilometers is way too high. Ooh, okay. That stuff's still in research, I didn't realize, but this plane is gonna be in development. I have the design saved. Early tracking systems is done. Let's see what that gets us here. Just another avionics upgrade once we get larger rockets. So that's pretty good. And actually, I'm going to take this time to design a larger rocket for our contract to return a capsule back to the planet.
Can you believe it? Can you realize that that all of us, have actually begun the exploration of another world? Come with us. We are going to the moon. You will be taken along with the astronauts as they explore the unknown, share the thrill of discovery, and expand our understanding of the universe.
The moon is due to have visitors from another planet.
Through the window of the command module, the Earth gently slipped away.
Next stop, the moon. There it is.
Beautiful.
The treasure of the ages.
There it is.
Man the moon. Man the moon.
The lunar age has begun.
We were on our way.
The first historic step.
Magnificent desolation.
The making of history.
Standing on the surface of the moon.
An eye unblinking since time began. Unrubbed by wind, unwashed by rain. It stared across the sea of space.
Alright, that took a while, but I have finished the rocket for our larger contract. This thing is going to be extremely expensive compared to all of our other rockets. And for a name, this one's not supposed to get to orbit, but it's supposed to be a long-range craft, so I'm thinking Legolas 1 is no better name that I can think of. We have a bunch of experiments at the top, but we should be able to launch this, hopefully. The engines may cut out at some point, but I don't really care. So we're going to go ahead and save this and add it to the build list. Oh, those parts are still in development also. Guess we're going to wait instead. I'll see you in a minute. September 19th, 1952, New Zealand launches the Bilbo 9, whose mission goal is to reach 300 kilometers downrange. The rocket lifts off without a problem, starting to tilt over slightly in order to get the right trajectory. And hopefully this time it won't spin out of control. The second engine on the second stage fails fails to ignite, so it looks like it's only going to make it to 36 kilometers. This is not a major setback, though. So hopefully we did gain a little bit of data from this. Splashed down into the ocean just 4 minutes after takeoff. It's disappointing, but the engineers are hopeful. December 7th, 1952, New Zealand launches the Bilbo 10 with the same mission statement as the last rocket, to reach 300 kilometers downrange. Stage separation, but the second stage engine again fails, letting down the engineers at the Space Center. For the second time in a row, their second stage engine has failed. Hopefully this doesn't mean something's wrong with the manufacturing process. But like before, it's only going to make it to 50 kilometers, not reaching space. Splashdown occurs just 5 minutes after launch, as the engineers are gonna have to figure out what's happening to the engines. While the construction crew is working on the next series of Bilbo rockets, the research team is actually getting close to discovering the parts needed for the spaceplane. The Prime Minister is eager for developments, but without further ado. In 1953, Bilbo 11 launches from the Space Center. I need science. Hold on. January 1953, Bilbo 11 lifts off from the launch pad. The first stage separates, but again, there is an engine failure with the second stage engine. The Prime Minister is frustrated and orders a series of new tests on the engines before the next launch. This is quite a lot of setbacks for one period of time, and funds are starting to dry up. But hopefully, we can get this off the ground. See you next time.